Hi, I'm Laura. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since my last video. As far as I'm aware, it's supposed to be my third video of the year, which is crazy. I had every intention of filming more videos, and well, I did film more videos. I just didn't upload them because I just completely lack the desire to talk about makeup. I talked about this a little bit in a vlog on my other channel. And it's silly because the idea that not wanting to talk about makeup is stopping me from making videos, it kind of goes against the whole idea that I was trying to expand my channel to express all the facets of my personality. This idea that if I don't, people came to the channel for makeup and project planning content, and if I don't provide that, then people will leave. Which is probably true. That will happen. But at the same time, in recent years, since I think possibly 2019, had set out every intention to talk more about mental health and my trauma healing journey and financial things and family life and motherhood, and several times I have come up with filming schedules for that. I'm actually looking at one that's pinned to my wall right now that I wrote up when we moved in here 2 years ago. It's all sitting right there, pinned to my wall. And did I do any of it? No. Why? Because I felt like a fraud. I felt like a fraud. Because who am I to talk about mental health journeys and healing from trauma when I'm in the dark pits of the abyss and feel like I'm a crap mother? Because that's how it felt for a good while there. That's how it felt. My mental health took... I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to delve too much into it, but Cliff Notes version, my mental health went through the ringer and then some. It crumbled into ashes, and it's really only been in like the last 6 months that things have started taking shape again in my life, and that I've started feeling like myself consistently enough to feel ready to come back to this channel and do things on this channel. I will have makeup content or like beauty content, but I do want to finally start creating the content that I had planned to, talking about mental health and trauma recovery and motherhood and how it all interlinks, because it does. When your mental health isn't the best, being the best parent you can be is so much harder. So much harder. And when you're beating yourself up over not being the best parent you can be, it doesn't do your mental health any good either. And then if you've got childhood trauma in the middle of that, it's hard to make space to be kind to yourself and have grace, and it makes it so much more challenging to be able to heal. And when you're going through things like this, it will get worse before it gets better, and having external factors dump all over that and hamper your progress doesn't help. So what I ended up doing is I stopped fighting it, and I stopped trying to force it and try to lean into it in a way. The more I just tried to pretend like it didn't exist, and the more I just tried to push it down, it wouldn't go back in the box. The emotions are out, they're not going back in the box. So I just lent into it and explored those feelings more and thought more about the person that I wanted to be instead of trying to not be the person that I am, if that makes sense. It started mostly with my planner. These are 3 months worth of planner pages. As you can see, they're all marked up with colourful washi tape to signify that I have touched base with my planner every single week. I have taken time to focus on myself every single week. I may not have gotten everything done that I wanted to, and sometimes it can feel, putting the things on the list over and over again, that I'm not achieving anything. But I can tell you I achieved a fair amount, because this is a printout as a visual representation to myself. This is a printout of all of the outlines and novel notes that I've done this year. Some of it's a little bit older, but you know, most of it is from this year, and most of it is from the last 6 months. One of the biggest things I did was look back at when things were going well, when I was making the most progress, and trying to recapture, or at least garner what it was that I did differently then that I'm not doing now. And it was the motto, let go of that which you cannot control. I used to say that all the time. I used to remind myself every time something was getting stressful, I would say it to myself, let go of that which you cannot control. And I kind of flipped the script of that. Focus on what you can control. And that is what I did. I focused on the things I could control that would make me feel better. It does also explain why making videos was rather hard, because I can't control my environment the way I used to. I can't always guarantee being able to make videos the way I used to. Even compared to 5 years ago, I can't guarantee being able to make videos the way I used to. I've been trying all week, this week, to make videos, and here we are on Friday night, finally getting round to it. Not through lack of trying, it just wasn't coming together. And I could stress out about it, and I could get really angry and upset, or I could let it go. So I focused on the things I could control. I could focus on the things that make me feel good, the things that make me feel better, the things that make progress. Focusing on the things that get me closer to the person I want to be and further away from the person I was. So for the last 6 months, I have been concentrating on filling my basic needs. I've spoken about Maslow's hierarchy of needs before, and I had planned to do a series of videos on that because I gathered so much information about it, but the information is a lot more widely available now than it was a year and a half ago. So many people are talking about it on Instagram, social media, although some people I don't think necessarily understand it correctly. I might still make the videos that I wanted to. I'm not too sure. But the basic principle of it is, in order to advance and to progress and grow and achieve actualization, you have to fulfill the needs. You could like half fill some, you could fully fill others, but if you have needs that are drained dry, then the whole pyramid is going to start crumbling around you. And that was what I was going through. I didn't have financial security. I didn't feel safe. My relationship wasn't exactly the most stable it had been. I didn't have stability in my life, and I needed to recreate that. So I have a good stable job. I get plenty of rest. We have a lot more communication in our relationship, a lot more intimacy and affection, and again, let go of the things you can't control. Also, let go of the things that just aren't that important. Like, it doesn't need to be a thing, don't make it a thing, kind of thing. In the mornings, I try and make sure I get up early and make sure I've eaten, so I'm a lot more stable in mood, so I can have an easier flow of a morning. Because if I've eaten, I'm more stable, I've got a more stable mood, I'm less likely to be erratic, I'm less likely to be, I don't want to say emotional like is a bad thing, but you know what I mean, easily set off, like things irritate you, that your cortisol isn't spiking, because that is nutrition related. I've taken more time for myself. Today, not the best example. I haven't done my hair and I'm only wearing a bit of lipstick, but most days I wear makeup. I style my hair after I wash it. I use mousse and a curler. I take more care in my outfits. I make the effort to look more put together, and when I look put together, I feel put together. I very much follow the idea of putting your best self forward. I went back to the way I used to do things, wearing dresses, or I've gotten a couple of like coordinated outfits off Shein that I really enjoy wearing. But it's just nice to always feel and look put together. And when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, your day goes better. And with that, I've also made sure to rest. And I mean actually rest. Not just take downtime and sit there fizzing that there's things that need to be done. There's a list as long as my arm to do. Actually take downtime and rest, and it's very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling to rest. And I find the best way to rest is to actually complete tasks, which is where the planner pages also come in handy. I used to pile myself with so many things on my to-do list. So many things on my to-do list. I now break that down into smaller chunks, like bite-sized things. And the more little things you complete, the more you want to complete, and the more that you get done, the more fulfilled you feel at the end of the day. Even just a little bit, like one or two things, it helps to have that sense of having achieved something during the day. In fact, Nick has noticed, I don't think I've mentioned it here, but I have an office space now that I rent in the city centre. Very affordable. It's easy for me to access. It's very convenient, and I pop up there for a couple of hours after my shift at work, and I get some writing done or whatever else it is I'm needing done. And when I come home, I'm in a much better mood because I've taken steps towards my goal. I've made progress that day. And when I have that off of my plate, again, it helps with my mood. It helps me be calmer, more stable, less erratic. And yeah, I wish I'd taken the initiative to do that sooner, but I'd always felt so selfish doing it until I heard someone, well, constantly talking about how self-care isn't selfish. But what if selfish is self-care? You have to be selfish for you to grow. Like, not selfish to the detriment of other people, but you need to have an element of, or degree of, selfishness to blossom and thrive and grow as a person yourself. And only if you can do that, only if you are thriving, are you in a position to be able to offer more to other people. Otherwise, you're just wringing out a dry sponge. And now that I've come this far along this journey, I feel so much more stable and more confident. I feel a lot more confident than I have in years. I don't think I've felt this confident since before I had kids, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, I feel very comfortable within myself. I feel very confident and capable, and I feel ready to come back and make videos and share all of the information that I want to share. And I am looking forward to sharing things about mental health and the healing journey from trauma and parenthood and how they all interlink, and throw in some financial information there at the same time, because there have been things on the Instagrams that have gone right on my nerves. Like, I see a lot of people sharing things in a very doom and gloom mindset. The very, like, leaning into the woe is me, leaning into the my life is horrendous, my life is awful. And I understand that you can feel like that in the moment, but when people just bask in it and wallow in it, it kind of becomes a problem in itself. And I see that sort of content glorified so much on social media. It gets pushed way harder in the algorithm. Like the cost of living crisis, I have some controversial opinions on that I'll talk about in a video very soon. About motherhood and how much of a struggle it is. Again, I have some controversial topics on that. The idea that if you find motherhood easy, that that you're not doing it right, it's not necessarily true. Parenting and motherhood can be easier. It can be a smoother journey if you are equipped with the information that you need. But not all of us have been, and it's been so drummed in that it's so natural and it'll just come to you. But if you are coming from a place that is steeped in trauma, like myself, that's not necessarily true. Sometimes you need to read a few textbooks, and you need to have the metaphorical bitch slap and reality check. And there are a great many things that have been instilled in you from childhood that are just wrong. And you need to break out of those cycles for parenting to become easier and, dare I say, enjoyable. Because that's the thing on social media, you can't enjoy being a parent. Oh, God forbid you enjoy being a parent. Sometimes it is really hard and you just can't take it anymore, and oh my God, the noise. It happens, especially in our house. There's four kids. And when they're all going at it at each other's throats, literally, over the most ridiculous thing, because it's what kids do. Oh my God. Like I have, oh no, I was waiting to say I've lost the other one, but I found it. I have these, guys. I have these. Please help. Earplugs. Because yes, the noise will get to you. It will drive you cuckoo crazy. And sometimes you will be so freaking triggered that the only thing you can do is make everyone put on their shoes and take them for a freaking walk, because otherwise you are going to explode like a freaking cannon. Honest truth. Honest truth. And we need more honest truth and people talking about it and expressing it. And I'm going way off of way off of what I was planning on saying here. I can't even remember where I was going with that whole thought, but here we are. So to round it all off, the last 6 months have been a process of trying new things, trial and error, finding what works and then building upon it, and it has brought me to this point where I want to sit down in front of the camera and talk about things. There will be makeup content, there will be, but also I want to talk about the other things. And I kind of had this idea of overlaying my talking about topics with like makeup footage, because as I've said before, I can't do get ready with me's very regularly, but I can sit down and record myself putting on makeup and then just have like a voiceover talking about other things. Like I would love to share outfits and things in videos. So like if I did like a compilation of outfits of the day, or and just had and overlaid it over me talking about things, or if I did like skincare with a voiceover talking about other random things. I don't know if that would be something you guys would be into, because it kind of scratches that itch of sharing beauty and makeup content, but also fulfills that craving to share topics that actually matter to me. I mean, not that fashion and stuff doesn't matter to me, but you know what I mean. Superficial with the deep stuff. A nice marriage between the two. Let me know what you think about that, actually. But I'm going to leave this video here because I'm not entirely sure how long I've been talking, but I'm pretty sure it's been a long time. I've had to keep stopping because there is this massive fly in the house and it keeps buzzing around my head, and the cat keeps chasing it, and chaos ensuing with felines and flies, and I'd stop and get a pillow for my back because ouchies. Need a bit more support in my old age because 36 is so old. Thank you so much for watching, and as always I really appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I'm looking forward to doing more content and talking about the deep stuff and sharing skincare. I've actually already recorded a haul video because I couldn't get going with this video. I needed to get more comfortable in front of the camera, so I've already recorded a haul video which is going to come up soon, and exciting stuff. So I'll catch you guys later. Bye.